Well, we just finished up getting everything seeded in. Looks pretty good. Some of the trees got skinned up a little bit. We'll be painting with sealant, just protect the trees and help them grow again better. Gives some forage as well for the deer and the habitat that's there. And this is actually here, this is a golf course property. They got a little over 1,000 acres. Today we're gonna be checking in on the crew. Just wrapped up this job and they're reclaiming it today. They put down the seed already, so now they're just putting straw down today. I'll be helping them out a little bit with that. And then I'll be going back and just a few of the main drives where some of the trees got skinned up a little bit. We'll be painting with sealant to be able to just protect the trees and help them grow again better. Kind of show you kind of how the woods looks after we're finished. I was pretty happy with how this project turned out. It was a decent sized job, but the crew got it done pretty quick with the weather that we had. And so yeah, tag along for today and see how it looks. So a big reason why we do this reclamation work is one, erosion, two is just the aesthetics of it. You want a property looking good when everything's finished up. And then out here in the main landing area where the logs were staged and where the loader and stuff was, where the log trucks would come in and load them onto there, here is where we end up putting the straw down and just making sure that the seed gets a good chance to for sure establish well. And then back in the woods, we use a pastureland mix that performs well in lower light, gives some forage as well for the deer and the habitat that's there. It's got some clover and stuff mixed in. And again, just helps with erosion and makes for nice walking trails. And this is actually here, this is a golf course property. They got a little over 1,000 acres. People that live here close to the lake enjoy, you know, walking through the woods, so they wanted some nice trails going through. That way the people that live here would have a place to walk and stuff, take their dogs and whatnot. So some pretty nice trails going through the woods, and we got those seeded today, and then we're putting straw out here on the main landing. So well, we just finished up getting everything seeded in. Looks pretty good. We're gonna head back and get those the trees that are skinned up a little bit, get those painted, and keep on working. As they came around the turn here, trees were rubbing up against this tree. And a lot of the jobs that we do, it's very, very rare that we actually do a job that's virgin timber that's never been harvested. So we get to see, you know, what this looks like 10 years later. And all it is the tree will grow right back around it and doesn't end up hurting the tree. It's just a temporary scar, same as if a forest fire came through or something like that. But it is aesthetically not very pleasing for people walking through here on the trails. So we typically go through on the main trails at least and just clean this up a little bit. And it's just not as eye-catching, it looks a little bit better. So we'll keep on going back through here, get the worst ones, and I think we'll call it a day. Another question we get asked quite a bit is regarding the tops that are left in the woods. And, you know, if they get cleaned up, what happens to them, you know, why we leave them there. So on most projects, unless it's like a real, you know, small project that's around somebody's house, in a wood setting like this, we're gonna leave the tops there. That does a number of things for the woods. It'll put minerals and nutrients back in the soil to then help the trees that are still here grow better and improve the quality of the soil. Number two, it creates forage for a lot of the wildlife and also cover. So you have rabbits, pheasants, a lot of these things now have a lot more cover to go into to, you know, nest and be able to survive a winter. And then on top of that, it gives a lot more structure to a forest. So you might have, you know, especially like this is a property that gets hunted quite a bit. So this is going to dramatically improve the hunting on this property, simply adding this layer of structure and cover down on the ground that's level here with the deer. It's going to help them feel a lot more safe, secure, walking through the woods, and it's also going to help funnel and route deer and create pinch points that enable hunters to be able to, you know, have places to be able to ambush these deer and actually be more successful long term. One last thing, with all this reclamation that we're doing, have had done, you know, all the paths were seeded, all the paths were graded, and all that was done. Tops were cut down good. All that needs to be put in the contract beforehand, and that's a crucial element of this. You know, a lot of these crews, they're making money off of efficiency and how fast they can get through a project, and that's all well and fine, and we understand that, but we also want to make sure that the cleanup is done and done well. So everything needs to be stated very directly in the contract, and that's something we do with all of our clients, is make sure that that's taken care of. So if you guys enjoyed the video, leave a thumbs up, hit subscribe down below, and if you're interested in having me consult on your property and possibly do a timber sale anywhere in Ohio, you can check me out at my website in the description below. So we'll see you guys in the next one.